Hi, I'm Sam. I'm the co-founder of Kingdom Impact Lab. The co-founder is my beautiful and amazing wife, Tattoo. And in these videos, my intention behind the videos is I have asked myself a question at the start, and my goal is to invite you on a journey with me as I talk about and explore the question. It's to deepen my own understanding. It's also to steward what I have as my gift, which is a blessing. And my blessing, my gift is the ability to study, my insatiable curiosity for things, my quest for knowledge. That's one thing that I'm actually good at. I'm happy to spend all day, every day learning, studying and advancing my knowledge. I do it for fun. But it's just one thing that I'm good at. There's plenty of things I'm not good at, like recording videos, for example, as an introvert. So my purpose, my quest, my reason for these videos is to explore the idea further, to invite you on the journey with me of exploration, and so hopefully you can gain and learn stuff along the way. It's also that in order for me to steward my gift correctly, I need to be teaching the concepts that I learned to share with others, and I want to record lots of videos to become prolific, because the more I do, the more people I can reach and help, and the better I become along the way. So in this video, I want to talk about a concept and a framework that I've been working on for the last 8 months. The concept and framework is, it's actually been developed after I spent a long time, several years, lacking meaning and purpose in what I do, frustration, burnout, disillusionment, and then all of the other consequences of that that I've experienced, which has resulted in more than one meltdown of jumping up and down, screaming, shouting, crying, all kinds of things. And I found a solution to it, and the hypothesis behind my solution is that what we need to do, so this hypothesis and everything I've learned before I state what it is, it's not my idea at all. I'm standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm heavily influenced by Jordan Peterson and what Jordan Peterson teaches. I think that guy is incredible. He has the unique ability to articulate complicated things in a complicated way that's also precise and accurate in my view. And I think what Jordan Peterson says it really is true. Viktor Frankl is another person. He wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. So Viktor Frankl was a psychiatrist who was at the concentration camps, and he developed his concept called logotherapy, which is essentially boils down to that the purpose in life, what humans crave for the most, is to find meaning. And so our purpose in life is to find the meaning of our life, which aligns with biblical teaching as well, which is that our goal in life is to find a unique purpose in life, as opposed to things like what Sigmund Freud taught, where it's the search of, the purpose of life is to avoid pain and seek pleasure. That is wrong. In my, not just in my opinion, that is factually wrong. Don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole on all of this, unless you want me to. And if you do, just let me know, and I'd be happy to talk about complicated, deep psychological principles, because that's what I find to be fun. But all of these have essentially come together to help me formulate my hypothesis that our goal in life is to pursue Christ-likeness in everything that we do. That's for Christians. If you're not a Christian, the goal in life, where you can find meaning and purpose in everything that you do, is the pursuit of excellence in your character, your ability, and your integrity. And this should be your highest order aim. the thing that you prioritize over everything else. So I will continue this video referring to becoming Christ-like, but becoming Christ-like for non-Christians is the pursuit of excellence in your character, ability and integrity, or at least that's where my understanding is at the moment. So what does it mean to pursue Christ-likeness? It means that we set as the highest order goal, the highest order aim that we want to achieve, to become like Christ. Christ was perfect. The beauty of this is it's impossible to be perfect. No matter how good you get at something, no matter how many people you impact, no matter everything that you do, you can always be better. That is what it is. You can always show more love to people. You can always, have more integrity. You can always do things better. It's an infinite quest. The reason why that is so important is the concept of Jacob's ladder. Jacob's ladder was described in Genesis, and it was a vision that Jacob had, where a ladder comes down from heaven, kind of thing. But the essential meaning of Jacob's ladder, as Jordan Peterson teaches, which I think is correct, is that humans crave the incremental progress towards a goal. When we achieve the goal, it's no longer fun. We find joy, meaning, fulfilment in the pursuit of a goal. You've experienced this yourself. You set yourself a target, you achieve the target, and then you feel good about it. What, at best for a day, maybe, and then it's what's next. When once you've achieved it, you feel empty. This is common. You see this all around. So what we want is we want to have a goal that is impossible to achieve, that we will make incremental progress towards becoming better each day, in something that is unattainable, and so we will pursue it until the day that we die. That's the concept of Jacob's ladder. And how this works is we want a series of ever-expanding goals that get bigger and bigger and bigger. So the more we achieve, the more we try to go up and up and up and up and up. And that pursuit is where we find meaning. It's where we find fulfilment, and it's also where we find the joy. It's incremental progress that we get better at things. So pursuing Christ-likeness above everything else is how we find that meaning and joy in life. In essence, we are chasing the horizon, but the difference is we are chasing the horizon to something that gives ultimate meaning to life. The pursuit of becoming Christ-like is a godly endeavor. It's the biggest responsibility that we can have. God is good. Literally, that is true. God is goodness, and our pursuit towards the ultimate good, if we base what we do on biblical principles, we are doing things for the benefit of others. We are taking actions that align with biblical teaching to help others in a way that glorifies God or pleases God, and that gives us the fulfillment that we want. And it's why I believe the Bible to be true. Compare that towards the typical materialistic mindset, which is present and everywhere in the modern workforce, in secular environment, in the marketplace and business. And that is the number one goal is to pursue money in business, in the work. It's to focus on money. Well, I'm sure you've experienced this yourself, that whenever you can never have enough money. You will be pursuing money at all costs. Sure, I was an atheist for most of my life, and I always wanted to make a lot of money, so I have the lifestyle I want, so I can give the best for my kids and my family, so I don't have to worry about money and all of these things, which is a noble cause. I admit I had that view for years, and then I can see where fundamentally it was wrong, because you're focusing on money. If you focus on money too much, money becomes your idol. It's idolatry. money becomes your God. You become enslaved to money, making money, hoarding money, and maybe not instantly, but over long periods of time. This leads to more destructive behaviours, which are detrimental to you as a person, detrimental to those around you, detrimental to your family. So with me personally, I probably shouldn't tell you this, but I will anyway. That we came back from a trip, and it was when everything in my business was falling to pieces. All the systems weren't working, problems with the staff. I had no motivation, no nothing. Frankly, I hated the business. I'd invested a substantial amount of money in a coach to help me with Upwork because I couldn't get anything else to work. And when I went on Upwork, and I just hated the platform, trying to find clients on there. I understand now it's because everything on Upwork is transactional. It's just not. It's completely incongruent with who I am. And the amount of time that I put into it and how little I was getting paid per hour. We had a 3-year-old son, just turned 3. My wife was heavily pregnant at the time, and it was just stress. I had a bit of a breakdown. Then obviously having a breakdown was bad for my wife, even worse for my kids, which my child at the time, which I regret. And then I remember just sitting on the bed on the night, just super stressed out, couldn't sleep on nights, all kinds of things, worrying about money, how are we going to get money, or this, or that, or the other, and just freaking out, angry at my wife. And then my wife said something to me that didn't register at the time, but now it does. And she says that, well, Sam, you've been saying to me for all the years that we don't have to worry about money, that we've got investments, and that we're okay. From the investments that we made before, we're okay. We have a safety net. Well, I didn't understand it at the time. I said, well, I don't want to liquidate assets. I don't want to sell this. I don't want to sell that because, well, they're going to grow in value. If they appreciate in value, we'll have more money in the future. This is how it is. And then, in hindsight, all the pain that I caused my wife by giving her such a contradictory perspective on things, but we're financially okay because we have our investments that we can sell, but we can't sell the investments. What was the cause of that? Well, the cause of that, quite simply, is that I was focusing on money. Money was the God at all costs. I was hoarding. I didn't want to sell or liquidate any assets because it's painful to do it sometimes. And that is the problem when you chase money, because these things happen. The alternative, when you focus on becoming Christ-like, in all areas of your life, in business and finance and all of these things, then the goal here would be that you would view it and think, you would view your money as a tool, not as the end goal. Christ-like is top. Making money is secondary. Money is simply a tool to steward for the benefit of others, and to steward in ways that glorifies and pleases God. Or to put another way, to steward your money and to use the money that you have in a way that aligns with the good, the truth, the eternal logos, so to speak. And then from that perspective, well, it doesn't. You've got assets that you've invested in over years. It's okay to sell them because you're using it for what's good, and then you have the longer term perspective. And that's a personal example of what happened to me, and I know it happens to other people as well. Especially when the more money they make, the more they hoard it, the less they use it for good, and the more problems that that they have as a result of it, and they cause for other people. But that's why it's best to have the transcendent ideal at becoming Christ-like. And also, to become Christ-like doesn't mean the pursuit of excellence. It also means to act out of extravagant love, which would mean that you act in the benefit of others, you act in a way that would be a blessing to others as much as possible, and it's also by having humble service, and the reason why you need to adopt a mindset of humble service is because if you don't, then things become about you. And when things become about you and not about God or a transcendent ideal, over time it's going to get bad, because if it becomes about you, then you start to attribute your success down to you. It's because of you that this works. It's because it's your idea here. And I'll hold my hands up, and I did that for so many years. And the opposite of humility is arrogance. And over a period of time, this only gets progressively worse. If you can hear any noise in the background, my son's outside making noise while he's playing with his toys. So I'm going to have to cut the video short here. But if any of this resonates or aligns with you, I would invite you to reach out to me. I have developed a framework which will apply to both Christians and non-Christians on how you can root your identity in becoming Christ-like in the pursuit of excellence, love and humble service. And it worked for me. I spent 8 months developing this framework and using it on myself, and this provided the solution to the best part of my life, lacking meaning and chasing self-destructive behaviours, including alcohol addiction and chasing money and all kinds of other things. And I actually found the solution with this framework, and it's helped me. And in the spirit of Kingdom Impact Lab, I want to invite a few other people to test it out on to see if it works. So if any of this resonates and you'd like to know more, you can contact me at sam@Kingdom Impact Lab, or reach out to me at LinkedIn, or maybe when you watch this video there will be a link to a contact form or something else in the description. So that's all I've got for you. Make it a great day, and see you in the next video.